Anybody? Because the flow is tangential flow in case of impulse turbine or Pelton wheel. We have only one impulse turbine, that is Pelton wheel. Example for impulse turbine is Pelton wheel. So the inlet terminology in the inlet and outlet velocity triangle are very, very important. If you understand those things properly, so it will be useful in the hydraulic turbines as well as pumps. If you don't understand, please refer the book again or look at the video what I have recorded yesterday. So we'll once again I will show you the inlet and outlet velocity triangles. I will draw it. So you have to remember these diagrams.
Sir, screen share is not this.
Screen was not shared, huh? Just a minute. So these are the inlet and outlet velocity triangles in general. Coming to the application for Pelton wheel, the inlet velocity triangle becomes a straight line because the tangential flow will occur in case of Pelton wheel. If tangential flow occurs, all this is alpha, theta, phi, and beta. Phi and beta. So if it is tangential flow direction, then alpha becomes 0, theta becomes 0, then the inlet velocity triangle becomes a straight line. If alpha is equal to 0, then what will happen? It becomes a horizontal line. Simply it becomes a horizontal line. So from here to here, it becomes V1 up to some distance we are having U1. V1 is equal to VW1, and from here to here is VR1. VR1. So the inlet velocity triangle becomes a straight horizontal line because of tangential flow. Tangential flow means alpha is equal to 0, theta is equal to 0. Tangent to the Pelton wheel. Pelton wheel drum is Pelton wheel. It is already seen yesterday. See, if it is Pelton wheel, a jet of water is coming and hitting like this in the horizontal direction, like a tangent. It is like a tangent. That's why you are getting a horizontal line. The outlet velocity triangle remains same. Here the important thing is the terminology. V1 is called absolute velocity of the jet at inlet. VR1 is the relative velocity between V1 and U1. U1 is the velocity of the plate. VW1 and VF1 are the velocity components of V1. Velocity components of V1. Just we are resolving the velocity in the direction of the jet and perpendicular to the direction of the jet. So VW1 and VF1 are the velocity components of V1. So if you know V1 and alpha values, you can easily find out VW1 and VF1 values. VW1 is nothing but V1 cos alpha, VF1 is V1 sin alpha. Same components will be there in case of outlet velocity triangle also. V2 is the absolute velocity of water with which it is leaving the plate, and U2 is the relative U2 is the velocity of plate at outlet. VW2 and VF2 are the velocity components of V2 at outlet. So if you know V2 value and B value, you can easily find out the value of VW2 and VF2. VW2 is equal to V2 cos beta, Vf2 is equal to V2 sine beta. Vr2 is the relative velocity between V2 and U2. So this is the terminology. You have to remember this terminology. If you remember this terminology, you can solve the problems very easily. So now inlet velocity and outlet velocity triangle for Pelton will have been discussed yesterday. Now you have to remember some points for solving the problems related to the Pelton wheel. So points to be remembered for the Pelton wheel. So what are the points you have to remember is, so here you will see the velocity of the jet at inlet is given by V1 is equal to CV square root of 2GH. V1 is equal to CV square root of 2GH. Suppose if you know CV is nothing but coefficient of velocity. If you know head value and CV value, you can find out the value of V1. You can find out the value of V1. CV is equal to coefficient of velocity, which is 0.98 or 0.99. In some cases, they will mention CV value in the problem. If they don't mention CV value in the problem, you can take 0.98 or 0.99. H value is head on the turbine. Head on the turbine, they will give you in the problem. So if you know V1 value, you can calculate. You can, if you know V1 and CV value, you can calculate H, or if you know H value and CV value, you can calculate V1. In any way, you can use that. Similarly, second point is the velocity of the wheel U is given by, the velocity of the wheel U is given by U is equal to phi square root of 2GH. This phi is nothing but speed ratio. This phi is nothing but speed ratio. See, here you don't get confused. In inlet outlet velocity triangle, we are having phi. We are having phi. That phi is vane angle. That phi is vane angle. This phi is speed ratio. If you are in velocity of the wheel, you are using phi. That phi is speed ratio. Whereas in case of outlet velocity triangle, you are using another phi. That phi is vane angle at outlet. So instead of this phi, you can take any other thing. Ku also you can take Ku, like that. Anything you can take, any other notation. If you are having any confusion, you can take. The value of speed ratio varies from 0.43 to 0.48. Generally, CV value and speed ratio value they will mention in the problem. They will mention in the problem. So you can easily find out if you know H value, CV value, phi value, then you can easily find out the values of V1 and U. V1 and U. The angle of deflection of the jet through buckets is taken as 165 if no angle of deflection is given. If no angle of deflection is given. So generally they will give angle of deflection value. If you want to find out, so if you want to find out theta or phi, if you want to find out theta, it is 180 minus angle of deflection. Similarly, phi is also 180 minus angle of deflection. So they will not give you theta value, phi value directly. They will give you angle of deflection value. If angle of deflection value is not given, if no angle of deflection is given, then you have to take 165 degrees as the angle of deflection. If angle of deflection is 165, then theta value or phi value, in case of Pelton wheel, theta value is always 0. So if they mention angle of deflection of the jet in case of Pelton wheel, that is related to the phi. That is related to the phi. So phi is equal to 180 minus 165 degrees. It becomes 15 degrees. You should not substitute the phi value directly as angle of deflection. If you do like that, it will be a that problem will be a wrong. Please remember that point. Angle of deflection should not substitute directly in the problem. Angle of deflection should be subtracted from the 180 to get the vane angles at inlet and or outlet. Vane angles at inlet or outlet. So fourth point is the mean diameter or the pitch diameter of the Pelton wheel is given by U is equal to pi d n by 60. Generally, all these formulas are there in your pumps. But pumps is in 5th unit. So we are giving these formulas in advance. U is equal to pi d n by 60. U is equal to pi d n by 60, where capital D is the diameter of the Pelton wheel and n is the speed in RPM. N is the speed in RPM. Suppose if you know D value, if you know U value and N value, If you know u value and n value, u value can be calculated from 5 into square root of 2gh. So if you know u value, you can find out the value of d. So you can find out the value of d. So d is equal to 60u by pi n. 60u by pi n. They have taken this from u is equal to pi d n by 60. U is equal to pi d n by 60. Then d becomes pi into n by 60. Sorry, 60u by pi n. 60u by pi n. D is equal to 60u by pi n. Next, fifth point, jet ratio. Jet ratio. It is defined as a ratio of pitch diameter of the Pelton wheel to the diameter of the jet. Diameter of the jet, and it is denoted by small m. So small m is equal to capital D by small d. Capital D by small d. It is almost equal to 12 for most of the cases. Last point is number of buckets on runner is given by z is equal to 15 plus capital D by 2d. 15 plus capital D by 2d. So 15 plus 0.5. Generally, we'll get capital D by 2d means 0.5. So that we will discuss later. While solving the problem, you will get it. But only remember the formula 15 plus capital D by 2d. And last one is number of jets. Number of jets. So it is obtained by dividing the total rate of flow through the turbine by the rate of flow of water through a single jet. Rate of water flow through a single jet. So next one, some design aspects you have to, in exam, they will ask you design a Pelton wheel. Design a Pelton wheel. They will give some parameters and they will ask you to find out the design a Pelton wheel. Just they will ask. They don't ask calculate the diameter or calculate the diameter of the wheel like that. They will not ask anything. Just they will ask you to design the Pelton wheel. So if you want to design a Pelton wheel, yesterday we have seen the Pelton wheel diagram. In the Pelton wheel diagram, we are having a wheel like this. A wheel like this. Over the wheel, we are having n number of vanes. A jet of water is coming from the nozzle. Jet of water is coming from the nozzle. So now this is the structure of the Pelton wheel. From this structure, if you want to design a Pelton wheel, first you have to know the diameter of the wheel. You have to know the diameter of the wheel. So that is the first point, diameter of the wheel. Next, diameter of the jet. So with how much from the nozzle diameter will be there. Same diameter will be there for the jet also. You have to find out the diameter of the nozzle or diameter of the jet. Then buckets will be there. Buckets will be there. You have to find out, depends on the diameter, how many number of buckets are required. How many number of buckets we can place it over the wheel. That is number of buckets on the wheel. Number of buckets on the wheel. Shape of the both width and depth. Both width and depth we have to calculate, which is nothing but size of the bucket. Size of the bucket we have to find out. Size of the bucket is nothing but width of the bucket. Width of the bucket, which is 5 times to the diameter of the jet. 5 times to the diameter of the jet. Depth of the bucket, which is 1.2 times diameter. 1.2 times to the diameter of the jet. Size of the bucket means width and depth of the buckets. Width and depth of the buckets. So these 5 points, if you do, then it becomes a design of Pelton wheel. In examination, they will ask you design a Pelton wheel for the following specifications. Then you have to calculate diameter of the jet, diameter of the wheel capital D, width of the bucket, which is 5 times to the diameter of the jet, depth of the bucket, which is 1.2 times the diameter of the jet, and number of buckets on the wheel. Remember those things. So next, we will solve problems related to the Pelton wheel. Problems related to the Pelton. Okay, so how to solve this problem is, first you need to remember the inlet and outlet velocity triangles. Okay, if you know that, it is easy. So first note down the given data. What is the given data? A Pelton wheel has a mean bucket speed of 10 meters per second. 10 meters per second, which is nothing but u is equal to u1 is equal to u2 is equal to 10 meters per second. If it is in meters per second, it is okay. with a jet of water flowing at the rate of 700 liters per second, which is nothing but discharge Q is equal to 700 liters per second. This 700 liters per second should be converted into meter cube per second. For 1 liter, how many meter cubes?
10 to the power of
So
minus
if you are
three.
into 10 to the power of minus 3. So 700 into 10 to the power of minus 3 means 0.7 meter cube per second. 0.7 meter cube per second. And head is 30 meters. Head h is equal to 30 meters. The buckets deflect the jet through an angle of 160 degrees. Here important thing is, in case of inlet velocity triangle, there is no deflection. In inlet velocity triangle, there is no deflection. Only the deflection is there at the exit, because at the inlet it is a straight line. Inlet velocity triangle is a straight line, so there will be no deflection. Though, so deflection value they have given as 160 degrees means how to calculate phi? Phi is equal to 180 minus AD. AD is nothing but angle of deflection. So 180 minus 160, which is equal to 20 degrees. Then calculate the power given by water to the runner and the hydraulic efficiency of the turbine. Power is equal to power you have to calculate and hydraulic efficiency. Hydraulic efficiency we have. Last one they have given it as coefficient of velocity CV is equal to 0.98. Coefficient of velocity CV is equal to 0.98. So we have to calculate power means power is nothing but it is if you calculate the work done, and divide with the 1000, then it becomes a power. So how to find out the work done? What is the formula for work done? Already in last 2 classes before, I have given one formula for work done. W is equal to rho A V1 into VW1 plus or minus VW2 into U. VW2 into U. Remember that formula. Rho A V1 into VW1 plus VW2 into U. That is the work done. Rho A V1 into VW1, VW2 is the force. Force into distance will give you the work done. So rho A V1 into VW1 plus VW2 into U. So how to calculate the value of V1? Here rho is density, A is area of the jet. Area of the jet can be calculated only from small d value. If you know small d, you can calculate V1 value, VW1, VW2, and U value. In this, only we know the value of U. We know only the value of U is no. See this one. What about the other things? How to find out V1, VW1, VW2, and A? So is there any chance to find out V1 from the given data? V1 is equal to, what is the formula? CV into square root of 2GH. V1 is equal to CV into square root of 2GH. CV value is given, H value is given. So you can calculate the value of V1. So next one, after finding out the value of V1, how to find out VW2? So first to draw the inlet velocity triangle and outlet velocity triangle. So inlet velocity triangle is U1 VR1 V1 is equal to VW1. V1 and VW1 both are same. V1 is equal to VW1. Outlet velocity triangle alpha is equal to 0, theta is equal to 0. Alpha is equal to 0, theta is equal to 0. Now, tell me how to find out the value of VW1. So VW1 is equal to V1. VW1 is nothing but V1. So V1 is equal to CV into square root of 2GH. If you calculate that value, it becomes VW1 also. Tell me the value of V1. Calculate it, all of you. What is the value of V1? You can mention it in the chat box also. What is the value of V1? Anybody?
23.77.
23.77. Tell me along with the units. Yeah,
Meter
some
per
of them have
second.
given, yes. Majority of the people have given 23.77 meter per second. 23.77 meters per second. So VW1 is also same. VW1 is also same. 23.77 meters per second. So how to find out VW2 with the given data? How to find out VW2 from the given data?
Sir, V1 minus U, sir.
Hmm?
V1 minus U.
V1 minus U. VW2 I am talking. If you calculate V1 minus U, what will happen? It becomes VR1. It becomes VR1. One more condition is there. VR2 is equal to VR1. Always VR2 relative velocity at inlet is equal to relative velocity at outlet, because U1 is equal to U2, as U1 is equal to U2. Tell me how to calculate VR1. Someone told VR1 value, we can calculate from V1 minus U. V1 minus U. If you calculate VR1, you can find out the value of VR2 also. You can find out the VR2. But after finding out the value of VR2, how to find out the value of VW2? How to find out the value of VW2? Look at the outlet velocity triangle. If you look at the outlet velocity triangle, we know one angle. What is that angle? Phi. We know one angle, phi. If you know the phi value, then the triangle is a right angle triangle. So we can apply. Anybody? How to find out the phi value? How to find out phi value? If you know VR2 value, phi value, U2 value. You know phi value. Anybody? Anybody? So if you take cos phi, cos phi is equal to adjacent side by hypotenuse. So V2, U2 plus VW2 by VR2. So from this, you need to find out the value of VW2. VW2 is equal to VR2 cos phi. VR2 cos phi minus U2. So tell me the work done value. All of you calculate this and tell me the value of work done. Tell me the value of work done. We know all the values now. One more thing, how to find out area? How to find out area? Tell me. Sir. Anybody? Anybody?
Sir, how do we find VR2, sir?
VR2 is equal to VR1. VR2 is equal to VR1.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, for area we have to use U is equals to pi d n by 60, sir. We can get diameter of wheel, then we can find area, sir.
See, that small a is related to the nozzle.
Okay, sir.
Small a is diameter area of the jet.
Okay, sir.
Area of the jet you can calculate from the diameter of the jet. Area of the jet we can calculate from the diameter of the jet, not from the diameter of the wheel. Remember
sir.
that. Not
Okay,
from the diameter of the wheel. Diameter of the wheel is capital D. Diameter of the jet is small d. Small a is why they have mentioned Q value. If you know that, then you can easily calculate W. What is
Sir, Q is equals to AB, no, sir. Area into velocity.
Q is equal to area into velocity? Yes, very good. So if instead of AV1, you can substitute directly Q value. Instead of
Okay.
AV1, directly you can substitute Q value. Very good. What is the value of W?
Sir, for work done, we have to take positive or negative, sir. V1 plus or minus, sir. VW1.
VW1 plus VW.
Okay, sir.
Anybody? What is the value of W? అవును సార్.
Sir, 12.33 meter
12
per second.
point. Which one? Work done, huh?
Yes, sir.
No, no, no. Wrong.
Wrong.
What is the value of VW2? Anybody? Please tell me the value of VW2.
2.93, sir.
2.94. That is correct. VW2 is 2.94 meters per second. Then work done value. Work done value. Any other values for VW2? Please unmute yourself and talk. Vaishnavi? So 186970. Roll number 6 given 186970 Newton meter per second. 1860. 186970 Newton meter per second.
Sir, VW2 value is 1.925, sir.
2.94 is correct. 2.94 is correct. Is there any other values for VW2? 186970. Only one student gave the answer. Roll number 30. 30 is there. Roll number 30.
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Yes, tell me the value. $31. 31.
So W value is 7743, sir.
W value is, this one is correct. 186970 is correct. 186970 Newton meter per second is correct. Newton meter per second is nothing but,
Power developed,
In-
sir.
no. Newton meter per second can be written as, Newton meter is joules. Joules per second is watts.
Watts.
Watts. Power should be in kilowatts. If you want to convert watts into kilowatts, simply you have to divide with the 1000. So power is equal to 186970 by 1000. 186.97 kilowatts. If you divide watts with 1000, then you will get kilowatts. Watts by 1000. 186.97 kilowatts. 186.97 kilowatts. So how to find out hydraulic efficiency? For hydraulic efficiency, the formula is 2 into VW1 plus VW2 into U by P1 square. This formula is also very, very important. 2 into VW1 plus VW2 into U by P1 square. Here all the values are known. Simply find out the hydraulic efficiency value. What is the value of hydraulic efficiency?
94.5%.
94.54%. Very good. 94.5. You divide with 100, you will get it. 94.54%. So note down the values, solve it later if you have any problems. Next one is, a Pelton wheel is to be designed for the following specifications. Shaft power 11,772 kilowatts. Head is equal to 380 meters. Speed is equal to 750 RPM. Overall efficiency 86%. Jet diameter is not to exceed 1/6 of the wheel diameter. Determine the wheel diameter, the number of jets required, and diameter of the jet. KV values they have given. This is KV. They have taken, instead of CV, they have taken KV. This is CU, which is nothing but KU, which is nothing but speed ratio 5. Shaft power 11,772 kilowatts. Head is equal to 380 meters. Speed N is equal to 750 RPM. Overall efficiency is equal to 86%, which is nothing but 0.86. Diameter, jet diameter is not to exceed 1/6 of the wheel diameter. Jet diameter is denoted with small d. It should not exceed 1/6 of the wheel diameter. Wheel diameter is represented with capital D. So small d is equal to capital D by 6, or small d by D is equal to small d by capital D is equal to 1/6. You can write like like this also. Small d by capital D is equal to 1/6. Then you need to find out the wheel diameter capital D, number of jets required, diameter of the jet small d. Okay. So speed ratio CV value 0.985. KU is nothing but 5. KU or 5.45. So first calculate the value of V1 and U. V1 is equal to CV square root of 2GH. U is equal to KU square root of 2GH. KU or 5, you can write anything. Calculate V1 value and U value.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, for U value can't we use pi dn by 60, sir? They give an RPM.
D value is unknown, no? Capital D is unknown.
Okay, sir. Sir, what is KU value, sir?
KU is nothing but 5. 5 they have given a 0.45. Speed ratio.
Okay, sir.
Sir, V1 value 85.24, sir.
V1 value 81 point
85.24.
85.24. 85.24. U value
Sir, U1 value 38.85.
U1 value
38.85.
38.85.
Oh,
Oh yes, 38.85. 38.85 meters per second. Which is nothing but U1 is equal to U2. U1 is equal to U2. Now we have to find out capital D. Capital D is equal to, so how to calculate capital D? As we know U, we have formula U is equal to pi d n by 60, if you know the speed. So from this, D is equal to 60 into U by pi n.
0.98, sir.
Capital D
point-
value. 0.989 meters.
0.989. 0.989 meters. 0.989 meters. This is capital D value. So what is the relation between capital D and small d? Relation between capital D and small d. Small d is equal to
0.16, sir.
0.165 meters. That is small d. So how to find out number of jets? Number of jets can be calculated from total discharge by single jet. Discharge by single jet means we know already diameter of one jet. This is the diameter of one jet. So Q, small q is equal to discharge by single jet is equal to Q is equal to, what is the formula for discharge? Area into velocity. Area of jet into velocity. Area of jet to velocity of jet. Already we know the diameter of the jet, pi by 4 d square into velocity of the jet. They have given v1. Velocity of the jet v1 value is there. It is pi by 4 d square into v1. You can calculate q value. So how to find out total discharges? For finding out total discharge, they have given overall efficiency. Again, overall efficiency. Overall efficiency is equal to, it is shaft power by water power. Shaft power they have already given. Shaft power by water power is rho g QH by 1000. Rho g QH by 1000. So from this, unknown value is Q. Unknown value is Q. So how to find out Q? It is shaft power into 1000 by rho into G into H into eta naught. Find out the value of Q. So this is total discharge. This is discharge by single jet. So number of jets is equal to simply capital Q by small q. Capital Q by small q.
Sir, small q is 1.82, sir.
Small q is 1.82. Yes, 1.82 meter cube per second.
So what is the capital Q formula, sir? SP shaft power into 1000 by rho GH?
Rho g QH by 1000. Water power, that is water power. Water power formula is rho g QH by 1000. So Q is equal to shaft power by 1000 into rho g H into eta naught. Rho g H into eta naught. So tell me the number of jets required.
Capital Q is 3.68.
Hmm?
3.68. capital Q.
Capital Q, na?
Yes.
3.68 is correct.
Sir, number of jets equals to 2.01.
2.01 is nothing. 2.01 jets are not possible. So it is approximately equals to 2. I think it is 2 only. You got 2 only. So the fractions you are getting wrong. 2 jets. Total number of jets required is 2. So tomorrow we'll discuss this problem so that problems on Pelton wheel will be completed.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, please upload this recorded video now on YouTube, please.
This another yeah, I'm having already another video that I will share with you. There also I have solved same problems. For your seniors, I have prepared that video. I will share with you.
Sir, can you send the PDFs?
PDF. Yes. Just a minute. PDF or PPT?
PPT also, sir. PPT you can share into the Teams.
Which PPT? PDF.
I mean, whatever you said the notes.
This one I will I'm sharing with you. This one and this one is complete entire unit 2. Yes. Just download these things up to today. We'll download the attendance, wait for some time. Just a minute, don't leave. Yes, you can leave now. Thank you.